Let's be honest, some brawlers just suck, no matter how strong they are. Then there's brawlers that are actually bad, but are a lot of fun to play. And today we're going to rank every brawler from I hate playing this brawler all the way up to it's one of my favorites. This is going to be a completely random order. We're going to start off with Penny. I put Penny in the like category. She's actually pretty close to like one of my favorites to play. Getting some satisfying splash shots is so enjoyable. Plus, once you get that turret up, as long as you can protect it, sometimes she just dominates people. She's a lot of fun. Next, we got Mortis. I'm going to put him in the like tier. Mortis is traditionally not been a very good brawler, at least not competitively. But when you're playing him against less experienced players, he can be a lot of fun. And I know a lot of you would probably put him in your favorite tier. However, I've never been that amazing with him, and so I just really like playing him. Next, we got Otis, and I'm gonna go with mid. There is something very satisfying about putting a mute on somebody and watching them panic because they can't attack you back. But at the same time, his mechanics are pretty simple and straightforward and not particularly fun and enjoyable in my opinion. Next, we got Miko. This is our first favorite here. Okay, Miko's a lot of fun. I'm gonna try and avoid like which brawlers are the strongest and focus more on just how fun their mechanics are, and Miko is definitely a fun brawler to play. Next, we got Pam, and you know what? I'm gonna put her in the dislike tier. And this is odd because she really did used to be one of my favorite brawlers, but we're talking years ago. There's something to be said about her healing turret, but even that's just not particularly fun to play around. And her mechanics are pretty basic, with the exception of her gadget where she actually like absorbs enemy ammo. That's like the one fun thing about her, I think. Next, we got Spike, and I'm gonna put him in the like tier, below Penny for now. The thing about Spike is he can be really annoying to play against, right? But he's really fun because you could like throw your shots in different angles and stuff like that and be able to literally hit people around walls, which can be really fun. Next we have Pearl, and I'm actually gonna put Pearl in the hate tier. The one thing that I like about her is her gadget that allows her to set enemies on fire. But let's be honest, I just don't enjoy trying to have to manage her heat bar, even though she can be really strong. It's like, I just wanna like waste my ammo and attack people, you know what I mean? Even then her super, yes, it can break walls and stuff, but I don't find that particularly exciting either. She's just not my favorite to play. Next, we have Sam, and I'm gonna go with dislike below Pam. This is like my own personal grudge against Sam. I think that I just suck at his mechanics or something. Like, I know he's pretty simple and straightforward, but then managing his knuckle busters and like, do I throw them out to somebody to chase him down, or do I throw it at a wall to heal up, or like, I don't know. I need to play him more, but I still dislike him for right now. Next, we have Poco. And you know what? Before, I probably would have put him in the like, but I'm going to go with mid, above Otis, though. There are moments with Poco where you can just like keep yourself alive and you keep your teammates alive and nobody can kill you because you're just like popping off heals left and right. And those moments can be really fun and exciting. But all of the other times you're playing Poco, you're really low DPS and you get outranged by people, and he's just kind of frustrating. So he kind of averages out to the mid. Okay, next we got Rico. And this might be a little bit controversial, but I'm going to put him in the favorite tier, okay? Probably near the bottom, could have been near the top of the like tier. The reason why I say this is a bit controversial is that Rico's actually not very fun to play on most maps. But when there is a good map to play Rico, that's when you're gonna play Rico. And on those maps, Rico is so satisfying and fun to play with. I really enjoy angling bounce shots. There's just something nice about the fact that people are trying to like avoid your shots. Then you shoot at a completely different angle and still hit them, and they're like, and they just die. Like, it's really fun. I enjoy that. Next we got Rosa, and I'm gonna go with hate, but worse than Pearl. Rosa can be a really good brawler in some situations, but I'm just not a fan of having to like stay back, hide behind walls, and put up pressure without attacking people. I like to fire people. I like to shoot them from a distance, or even recharging their super because you threw up a shield and you're gonna like push forward. It's just not my favorite. Oh, wow. Okay. Piper. I'm gonna surprise here. I'm gonna put her in mid, okay? Above Poco. The reason why I'm surprised is because I used to absolutely love playing Piper, but then they released so many other snipers that I just prefer more of the time. The thing with Piper is that she excels in long range combat, but she has some really strong weaknesses that people can take advantage of. And those weaknesses I find to be not as satisfying when I could rather play a different sniper that's not so on the extreme end of things. Up next, we got Squeak, and I'm gonna put him below Mortis. In fact, I'm going to put Mortis above Spike as well. In a weird way, Squeak is kind of like a lesser Rico, in my opinion. I know that sounds weird, but you can attack around walls and hit people, and if you place your bombs in the right spot, enemies literally cannot escape. Now, he's not as fun as Rico, but there's some satisfying plays, and I actually like playing Squeak, even though there's a lot of times when you'll like shoot somebody and then they'll kill you, and then you'll kill them afterwards, and that's frustrating because you know, you died, but you should have killed them because it takes a while for them to explode. Anyway, okay, next we got RT, and I'm gonna put him in the dislike tier. RT can be really fun if you're playing against people that like aren't good at staying away from him once he splits into his turret form. But in competitive play, that's just not the case. And so you don't hardly ever want to use his turret form. You don't want to use his super, hardly at all, unless you have his gadget with it, which is unfortunate. And so most of the time, RT kind of feels like half of a brawler because you're just attacking with his regular attack, and he can be strong, but I don't find him particularly fun to play. Okay, next we got Sandy, and I can't put him lower than the mid tier, even though I would like to. And the reason why I can't put him lower is because everybody's gonna hate me for it. So I'm gonna go mid tier, and I'm still gonna get hate for it. Okay, the thing with Sandy is Sandy can be incredibly good in team play, but I don't like, I just don't typically like short range brawlers. You know, you have to, he can be aggressive, you could get some good plays, you got his gadget that can put people to sleep. He's a good brawler, he is very strong. But it's not for me. It's not my favorite kind of brawler. And I'm not completely against playing support brawlers. In fact, I really enjoy some sort of support brawlers, but Sandy's not my favorite. Next we got Willow, and I'm going to go, gosh, I'm really close to the hate tier. I'm gonna go with dislike. I feel like whenever I'm playing Willow, I really have to rely on my teammates to not be idiots. Because with Willow, it's really, like, you can't push enemies back very much. It takes a lot of time and patience to stay behind walls and attack enemies. And if people are staying their distance, that's just not likely to happen. And the thing is, out of the hundreds of times that I've used Willow's super, maybe like 10% of the time, I'm able to use it like effectively in a way that actually helps the match. Most of the time, I throw my super and then I just use the enemy person to just like run around and waste their ammo. It's just not very effective. Not as much as I would like to. I don't feel like you have enough time with it. Up next, we got Shelly, and I'm gonna go with mid, right above Poco. Shelly can be boring to play a lot, but there is something so incredibly satisfying about blasting somebody in the face with their super and recharging her super and then doing it again. Like, most of the time that doesn't happen, but when it does, it can be so satisfying. And I actually like playing her pretty decently. Okay, next we got Serge. I'm gonna get so much hate for this. I'm gonna go with the hate tier. Oh no. Don't get me wrong. Serge is an incredibly deep character, and honestly, I think that I just need to play him more. Because when you get him all the way fully upgraded, he is so satisfying and he just wrecks everybody. He's so fun to play. But every single death just resets you down there. And you know what? I'm not a pro. I die. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, right? Like, I die with Serge and then I have to recharge. And you know what? He's not even good in some game modes like Brawl Ball or Knockout, because after every single round, he loses all of his charges, whether or not you're crushing people or not. So I don't know. Yeah, sorry, Serge lovers. Okay, next we got Tara. Ooh, I gotta go with like, very strong like. Tara takes forever to charge her super, but the times when you charge her super and you can recycle super over and over again because you're pulling multiple people in, that is so satisfying, and I really like playing Tara. Next we got Tick, and I'm gonna go with dislike. I like Tick more than Willow though. The moments where Tick can be really good is when you're able to just really keep people chipped back, and then you're able to use his super to recharge your super and you're just doing damage the whole time. And that can be good and satisfying, but he kind of like is a patient, slow brawler. Like, you have to just get 1/3 of his attack in like every few attacks to be able to like make him satisfying. He can be good. I know Tick is better than I'm rating him, but I don't enjoy him very much. Okay, next we got Stu. Oh, Stu, you know what? I'm gonna do Stu over Miko. Stu's a lot of fun. There's something so satisfying about charging your super and supering all over the map and healing the whole time. And just like, he can do a lot of damage. He's high skill cap. He's got a lot of depth, and I'm not even the best Stu player out there. He's really good and I enjoy him. Okay, next we got Sprout, and I'm going to do Sprout right above Squeak. Sprout's got a couple of things that really is going for it, okay? So like, first of all, you can bounce off your shots, very similar to Rico, like off of walls and stuff like that. And you can also just absolutely annoy the enemy team by placing your walls and then using its gadget to like recharge its super and then throw more walls down and stuff. Like, Sprout can be very annoying and obnoxious to deal with, and that can be really fun. It's not my favorite brawler, but I do like playing Sprout. Okay, next we got 8-Bit, and 8-Bit's got to go mid. 8-Bit's big weakness is how slow he is, and it can feel really, really slow. Thanks to his star power though, you are able to get some speed there, and that makes up for it. And 8-Bit can do a ton of damage, and he just lasers people down. So like, sometimes it's good, But yeah, not my favorite, but I don't dislike him. Next, we got Amber, and I'm going to put Amber right here. You know what? Amber is actually pretty simple and easy to use. Most of the time, you don't even have to aim your attack. If anybody gets just a little bit too close, you just hold down your attack and it's going to automatically lock onto them and do tons of damage. And even though that's really simple, it's really satisfying, and I really like putting flames down and like lighting people on fire and seeing them panic and stuff. I feel like people underestimate her a little bit, or at least I feel like I do, and I like playing her. Next, we got Ash, and you know, you Ash lovers out there, sorry, I hate Ash. I hate Ash quite a bit. Ash's attack mechanic just does not click in my brain, okay? The number of times that I will peek around a corner of a wall, attack, and then move back behind the wall, and then the attack will land and just hit the wall. Like, that just like happens every single time I play Ash. It's terrible. Unless you really play Ash a lot and you get good at knowing how to play with him, where you attack and then peek and it goes through and then go back. Like, it just doesn't click for me. And so I hate playing Ash. It's just like, yeah, it's not my favorite. Up next, we have Barley, and I'm gonna put Barley right above Willow. And I actually feel like this is a good place for Barley. Barley is not the most satisfying thrower in the game. He can't like chain attacks or supers like Dynamike can. People can easily stay out of his attack. He's good at controlling area, but just not incredibly fun. A little bit more fun than Willow though. Ooh, B has got to be a favorite of mine. I'm gonna put B above Miko. There's something incredibly satisfying about B's charged shot. She does so much damage. If you hit people twice, sometimes that's all it takes to completely knock them out. And the thing is that if she has her super and she lands her super on somebody, they're gonna be slow enough that you can auto aim both those attacks and just completely obliterate people. She's good in close range. She's good in long range. She can do some decent burst damage. She's one of my favorite snipers to play, and I really enjoy playing her a lot. Next, we got Eve, and I'm gonna put Eve right above Amber in the like tier. And you know what? It's weird. The more I think about it, I don't even know why. I just really enjoy playing her. Maybe it's the fact that her super spawns those things and you chase people down and then you can like get multiple of them. It's not even like she's particularly amazing. She can fly on water. I like that. I don't know. I just really like playing Eve. Next is BB, and I'm gonna put BB in the dislike tier, but near the top. And I know there are BB mains out there that are gonna hate me for saying this, but she's just not particularly my favorite. The delay is less weird than Ash's is. I don't mind it, and she can be very satisfying. I've just never gotten quite as good at playing BB as some other people have. Next, we've got Grom, and I've got to put Grom in the hate tier, okay? I know that he can be very strong, and there are pro players that still play Grom and choose him over others, but when it comes to actually playing him against skilled players, I don't like playing him. I actually kind of dislike playing him. Grom quests are not my favorite. Up next, we got Bonnie, and I'm gonna put Bonnie at the top of the mid tier. Her two forms are completely different, and they have completely different strengths and weaknesses, and that means that she always has a weakness no matter which form she's in. And while she is actually pretty fun to play, I find those weaknesses to just like make her overall experience a little bit meh. I don't particularly enjoy Bonnie quests, but I also don't particularly dislike them. Up next, we got Mr. P, and this is a borderline hate, but I'm gonna go with just dislike. Against a skilled player, you're very rarely as Mr. P going to actually be able to hit both of your shots on somebody. And additionally, his porters are annoying for the other team, but they're not particularly fun when you're playing Mr. P. Like, he's not a fun brawler even when he is really strong and good. Ooh, next we got Bo. Oh, for some reason I feel like he has to be between like and favorite. I'm gonna err on like. And this is funny because Bo's mines are actually very easy to trip. Skilled players are just excellent at doing it. And he's getting less and less value as brawlers get faster and faster with hypercharge and stuff. But that moment where an enemy gets tripped on one of your mines and they get frozen and everybody on your team can just like fire off at them, it's incredibly satisfying. There's also something I really enjoy about moving left to deal a lot of damage at a single point and moving right to be able to spread your attack out. It's fun and satisfying for me. I like it. Up next, we got Brock, and I'm gonna put Brock just a little bit under Piper. This is another situation where Brock used to be one of my favorite brawlers. I know he's a good sniper, but there are just other long range options that I'd rather play. He can be really fun for like destroying walls, and sometimes if you get a good super on somebody, like the demolition is insane, and I like that. And he's actually a little bit better than Piper when it comes to like covering his close range and stuff, but he's just not as fun as some other ones in my opinion. However, after talking about that, I think I'm gonna put him right above Piper. In fact, I'm gonna put him right above Bonnie. Up next, we got Bull, and this is a tricky one. I'm gonna put him right below Shelly. I actually kind of like playing Bull. He is very destructive, and you don't see him that often competitively because he's not typically considered very strong, and he's got a lot of counters, but sometimes you can just enrage with Bull and do tons of damage, and you're supering left and right, and that can be satisfying. But I can't put him above the mid because of how awful he is. I know I don't want to talk about power too much, but he's not been great, and he's not been great for a very long time. Next, we got Buster, and I'm going to put him in the dislike tier right above Sam. And this is unfortunate because he's got a really cool, unique ability in the game where he's got that shield. And it's fun, but it's more annoying for the enemy team and doesn't really it doesn't feel particularly fun and exciting. In fact, most of the time, you're like, okay, you throw your super out and then it's facing one direction and you have to play your character around the fact that that shield direction is going to stay there no matter what. You can't move it around depending on where the enemies are. You kind of have to move around awkwardly. And I don't know, he's not my favorite. Okay, next we got Chester, and I think that Chester is actually a hate. I like him more than Grom though. There's just so much randomness with Chester. I can never count on certain situations. He has some moments where he just blows people up, and that's cool, and that actually can be fun. But I don't know. I like that he's in the game. I like that there's a very random brawler, but I don't like playing him. Okay, next we got Carl. Carl is one of my favorites to play. And you know what? It's mostly because of his gadget where he could just zoom across the map. That gadget paired with his super gives him insanely good mobility, and he can do insane damage with his super. And plus, I love throwing his pickaxe around a wall and then moving him so that the pickaxe hits people on the way back as you come. He's just got some really fun, satisfying moments with him. Next, we got Buster, and this has got to be a good, strong like. I'm going to put him right below Mortis. He's one of those brawlers that has a lot of things going for him that I actually don't like. He's short ranged. You have to be really patient about charging your super. But those moments when you just latch onto somebody from way far away, they're stunned for a super long time, then you recharge your super, and his hypercharge can recharge a super over and over again. He's got a lot of fun moments to him. Next, we got Colette. I gotta put Colette in the hate tier. Yeah, right there. I know Colette is good. I just hate her whole percentage gimmick. I hate playing it personally. I'm not saying it should be changed or removed. It's a unique attribute, and I think it's cool that she's in the game. But me personally, it's just not my favorite to play around with. And there are just some situations where she's doing so little damage against the squishiest brawlers. It's just come on. Okay, next is Chuck, and Chuck has got to be one of my favorites to play. Man, he's one of my favorites. I'm saying this I'm surprised, and that's because I don't know how much I like a brawler until I compare him to all the other brawlers, you know? There are 2 game modes where I play Chuck, okay? Well, kind of 3. Number 1 is Heist, number 2 is Hot Zone, and sometimes I'll play him in Gem Grab. And he is so satisfying in those modes, in those situations, those modes, specifically Heist. There's just something wonderful about seeing the panic in the opponent's eyes after all of his pit stops are placed down, and you can just super up to the enemy safe after every single death, and then sometimes super back and recharge his super and kill people on the way. He feels unbeatable in Heist. And I'm not even talking about just straight up power, because he's not the best brawler in Heist. There are ways to counter him, but he's so fun. Up next, we got Charlie. I'm putting her in the like tier. We're gonna go ahead and put Charlie above Eve. There's a couple of reasons why I like Charlie. She has the 1 ammo that reloads pretty quickly, and she's got her spider gadget, which I really enjoy using, especially to counter brawlers like Fang. But then there's also her super, where you just hit an opponent and put them in a cocoon, and they just literally can't do anything. And then you have plenty of time to gather everybody around and just attack them as soon as they get out. She's a lot of fun. You can see that I enjoy brawlers where you just see panic in the opponent's eyes, even though you can't see them. Any moment where they can just spam an angry emote while they can't do anything else is just satisfying to me. Next is Colonel Ruffs, and I'm gonna put him right under Rico. I'm a big fan of bouncing shots, and I really like his gadget where he places down 3 little barriers, because it does a really good job at countering specific brawlers. There's also something really satisfying about being able to power up your damage and just even power up your teammates. I do like support brawlers, and Colonel Ruffs is a good fun one for me. Next, we got Angelo. Oh boy, I hate playing Angelo. I hate playing Angelo worse than I hate playing Serge. And right now, Angelo is a great brawler. He is incredibly strong. I just don't like the fact that you cannot heal while he charges up his attack. I'm not saying his charge attack isn't good. It's great, but it's so frustrating when you spend so long charging up an attack and you have almost no ammo, and then you fire it off and you miss, and then the other person attacks you because they know you can't do any damage for the next 3 seconds, right? Like, oh, I hate it. I don't like it. Okay, next we got Cordelius. Cordelius is a good strong like. I like him more than I like playing Spike. I like his burst damage. I like the fact that you can put somebody in the Shadow Realm and you're just immediately so strong. They can't use their super. There's nothing they could do. Like, he's pretty fun. Next is Doug, and I hate playing Doug so much. So much. I really hate playing Doug. In fact, Doug is the whole reason why I decided to make this video today. Because I had a Doug quest, and I had to win 5 matches, and it was awful. Doug just can't... He just... Everybody runs away from him. Just don't like him. You know what? Today, I used my hot dog. I threw it at my teammate. They resurrected from the dead. It was a glorious, satisfying moment. The one time I successfully used my super on a teammate and they didn't completely waste it. And they did not give me the thumbs up after the match was over. They gave my teammate the thumbs up. And you know how I know? It's because they got the blue flaming thumbs up and I didn't get anything. In fact, while we were playing, they gave me the thumbs down. Even though I was getting more kills than everybody else, they just hate Doug. And I hate Doug too. He's terrible. I hate playing him. I wish he wasn't in the game. That's not actually true. But I do hate playing. I wish I never got another Doug quest ever again. Next, we got Colt. I'm gonna go with mid, right above Otis. And this honestly just might be the fact that I've played Colt for so many years, and there are just other brawlers that are more fun and exciting to me. Even though just completely lasering somebody down with your super is really fun and exciting. It's just, I don't know. I don't get particularly excited when I see a Colt quest. Next, we got Crow, and I'm gonna put Crow right above Eve. I know you Crow lovers out there want me to put him in a favorite, but he's just not my favorite. I like poisoning people and stuff, but sometimes it takes so long for you to kill an enemy with Crow because they have so much time to run away. And yeah, you got your super, but sometimes, most of the times, it's not even worth it for you to use your super to jump on people because they're gonna kill you, or you'll die even after you do kill them. Like, it's just, yeah, he's not my favorite to play. He is a really fun brawler to play. I just can't put him higher in the like tier. Okay, Dynamike. I gotta put Dynamike right above Rico. The thing is that Dynamike isn't even always the best, but he is so good if you can just land his gadget on somebody. He's so satisfying. Even his Dyna Jump, even though I suck with Dyna Jump, it's really fun. He's got a lot going for him. He just does so much damage that it even makes up for the fact that a skilled player is going to just completely dominate him if they have the right counter. Okay, next we got Belle. I know you guys are going to just call me crazy for putting Belle this high, but I'm putting Belle right there. She's one of my favorite brawlers to play. She's one of my favorite snipers. I love hitting people from a distance. I love marking them and then them basically struggling so much. Sometimes I'll mark an enemy with my super and then not kill them so that they have to just fall back and re-heal over and over and over again. It takes them so long. And there is something that I find so enjoyable about the fact that you'll hit somebody and they'll fall back and then the bounce shots will hit another person and kill them. That is like peak enjoyment in Brawl Stars in my opinion, because it's like, bro, you killed your teammate. Even though it popped up and said KairosTime killed you, it was your fault. You have nobody but to blame except for yourself. And your teammate is gonna be so upset. Like, what is so funny about that? I just love it so much. Oh, man. I don't know why I like Belle so much, but there you go. Next, we got Edgar, and Edgar's got to be a favorite. He genuinely is. You know what? In fact, I think I like Edgar more than I like playing Miko. Also, after talking about Belle, I've got to put Belle above B. It's just so funny. Okay, Edgar. I know that Edgar is terrible sometimes, but there is something so satisfying about jumping on an opponent, popping up your shield, healing off of people, and they just cannot do enough damage to you. You take them out, you recharge your super, you jump on somebody else, you activate your hypercharge. Like, Edgar's a fun brawler to play. He really is. And I know I don't want to talk about power too much, but the reason why I'm not putting him higher is just the fact that so many brawlers counter him now. Next, we got Ems, and she's a pretty mid brawler in my opinion. I'm going to put her above Shelly. Her mechanics aren't particularly like too exciting. The one thing I really enjoy about her is the fact that if you attack somebody and then they start running away, they just take so much damage. Next, we got Darryl, and I'm going to put Darryl as my favorite shotgunner out of these three, right above Shelly. And I know that he's more exciting and fun to play. Perhaps the reason why I'm not putting him higher is just the fact that I have played Darryl for so many years, and yeah, he's got some good counters. Mid seems to be right for him, in my opinion. Okay, next we got El Primo, and I've got to put El Primo in the like category. In fact, I'm gonna put him above Crow. El Primo's super is a lot more satisfying to use than Crow's. It just is. He's got a lot of downfalls to him, a lot of reasons not to play El Primo, but there are some situations where he's just really fun. Ooh, okay, Fang. Oh, I'm gonna just make some people so upset here. I'm gonna put Fang down here in the dislike tier. Close to mid though. Okay, this is funny because the reason why Fang is so good is because he can super and just go clear across the map and just do a ton of damage to all three opponents. But what I don't like about Fang is that sometimes you'll super onto somebody you want to kill and you'll bounce over to like a Shelly and she'll blast you. Like, that is not fun, and you have to be really careful about when to use your super. And also, he does so little damage from a distance that I find myself not really enjoying playing Fang, even though I know he's really strong sometimes and can be good. Next, we got Gail, and Gail's gonna be another dislike as well. I'm gonna put him right above Pam. I feel like Gail used to be really fun when his spring gadget could eject you like super far. That was a long time ago, by the way. Also, there is something fun about his Twister Tornado, but he just doesn't do a whole lot of damage. He has been one of my favorite brawlers to play. I don't know why I don't like him anymore. I really don't like playing him. Next is Gray. Ooh, he's definitely a like. I'm gonna go ahead and put him right above Mortis. Being able to teleport onto people and just like deal damage like that, like there's something really satisfying in him. He's really good, and he's got some unique fun combos that you can do, especially paired with other players. Okay, next we got Gus, and gosh, I really don't like playing Gus. I'm gonna put Gus right below Pam. And Gus is a very strong brawler that is useful in a lot of different situations, but I just don't like playing him. His character is very simple, and even the shield is like, I very rarely use that on teammates. I don't know, he's not fun for me. Next we got Jean, and I'm gonna put Jean in the mid. I'm gonna put him right above Otis. And this is coming from somebody who plays Jean a lot. He's one of my competitive options that I play very frequently in ranked, but I don't particularly enjoy playing him. I feel like most of my time is spent doing like chip damage from a distance while I charge my super, and then it leads up to one exciting moment where I pull somebody and we kill them and then we win. And that moment is fun and exciting, but it doesn't make up for how bored I am for a majority of the match. Next, we got Hank, and boy, let me tell you, if there's a brawler that I hate worse than Doug, it is Hank. Hank has so much going for him that I just really dislike. I already talked about for so long about how I dislike charging your attack for Angelo. Just imagine how much more I hate it when that's on a brawler that's actually bad, like actually terrible. I hate the fact that he can't heal with when he's charging his attack. I hate the fact that he's visible in bushes when he's charging up his attack. I understand balance-wise why he is like that, but he's so not fun. I absolutely hate playing him. Oh, and let's not forget about the fact that opponents know exactly what his range is. Like, he charges up his attack and they know exactly how far away they need to be for you to just not be able to attack them. And like that itself is so frustrating. They know where you're aiming and they know exactly where your range is. So annoying. Okay, next we got Leon, and you know what? I can only put Leon. People will want me to put him in favorite. I've got to put him in the like tier. I'm gonna put him below, right above Spike. And this has everything to do with the fact that I have played Leon for so many years, and the novelty is just worn off. He is really fun, but I just don't find the invisibility as satisfying and enjoyable as I find some of the other mechanics in the game, just because I've played Leon so much. On this, we got Jackie, and Jackie, I like just a little bit more than Doug. In fact, maybe quite a bit more than Doug. I don't know. Comparing the two makes me feel like I just hate Doug so much more than I hate Jackie, but they're basically the same brawler. But for some reason, her super seems more useful to me, but not so useful that I like her more than Rosa. Next is Larry and Laurie, and I've got to put them in the like tier, probably right above Sprout. It's funny because Larry and Laurie were so oppressively strong, and honestly, I think that they're not even that amazing anymore. They're still good, but the fact that that experience of being game-breakingly strong is still in my system right now makes me like them more than I probably actually would. I don't know though. I tend to be a decent fan of spawners, and they are a fun spawner, so. Next we got Janet. I hate Janet. In fact, I hate Janet worse than I like Angelo. And ooh, yeah, right here. That's where I dislike Janet. It's the charge attack thing again. It really is. Except Janet can heal while she's charging up. I know that people like Janet, but she just does a little bit of damage. She doesn't have good burst damage. Her super is just like, it just feels useless a lot of the time. Like, Anyway, not a fan of her. Next, we got Kit, and Kit is alike. I like Kit more than I like Crow, and I like Kit more than I like Cordelius. That seems to be the right spot for Kit. I mentioned earlier that I just love that moment where you do something to an opponent and they literally cannot do anything back for a few seconds. And that is Kit's super. It's funny because Kit is a support brawler and could be played incredibly well with a teammate that you can trust. But do I use my super on teammates? No, I always use them on opponents, even if it means my certain death, just for those couple of moments of sweet bliss where the opponent cannot do anything. Okay, next we got Jessie, and Jessie's a favorite of mine. She really is. I'm gonna put her right above Carl. And I think that there's absolutely a bit of bias in here, that fact that I really like Jessie as like a character. She kind of reminds me of my daughter. Like, she's really just a fun, cute character. But I also really enjoy playing her. I really like her mechanics. That was a joke, by the way. But the fact that you can bounce shots off of enemies, it's almost as satisfying as Belle's. Not quite, because like with Belle's, opponents have to make a conscious decision to run back to their teammates and bounce the shot. Whereas Jessie, sometimes like shots will get bounced off and it's because of the teammates' faults and stuff like that. But sometimes it's just fast enough that they get hit. But I also like her turret. I like healing her turret. I like it when her turret can attack the enemy safe really, really fast. I like so much about her. Even when she's not particularly strong, I really do enjoy playing Jessie. Okay, next we got Mandy, and I genuinely hate playing Mandy. I really do. I hate playing her a little bit less than Angelo. I know that Mandy's a good brawler, but like whatever it is about like the standing still mechanic, I can't wrap my head around when to do it, when it's good. I feel like I really like using her super, and sometimes I've had really satisfying moments with her, but I waste her super probably 80% of the time. And I know this is just a get good moment, but like, I just don't like playing her. Mandy quests genuinely do not feel good to me. Next, we got Lily. And I feel bad with Lily, but I'm going to put her in the dislike tier. I feel bad because when she was first released, she just wasn't that strong. And I feel like if they would have made her a little bit too strong when they first released her, I'd probably feel a little bit different about her. But I just don't enjoy playing her. And it's funny because other brawlers that have like one ammo bar that just refills over time, I've really enjoyed a lot. But the fact that she's up close and personal with opponents and they can just spam their attacks means that you have to use her gadget to get away, or you just have to assassinate them really, really fast with her super, and that's hard to do, and she's not my favorite. Next is Maisy, and gosh, I really dislike playing Maisy, but I like playing Maisy a little bit more than Mandy. The delay with her a shot, it just doesn't click in my brain. And I know this is just a moment of, hey, Kairos, you should play her more because she's actually really good. And I know that. And when I play her, there are moments where she feels really good. But I don't like that delay. I just don't. It's not my favorite. I don't like playing it. I try to skip Maisy quests usually. Next is Nani. And Nani is a very fun brawler. I like for me. I'm going to put Nani right above Charlie. Nani can do so much damage with a single attack if you aim it absolutely perfectly. And I love that aspect of her. She's really fun with her super. She's not like my favorite brawler to play, but if I see a Nani quest, I really enjoy it, even though she's really terrible in some situations. By the way, as I'm taking a look at this, we still have more to rate, but I have to readjust quite a lot of this. So make sure you stick around to the end so that you can see exactly how I do that, because there's some things in here that are feeling a little messed up. Next, we got Lola, and Lola is a dislike for me. I'm gonna put her right below Pam. I know that Lola can do insane amounts of damage, but the thing is with Lola is that I really wish that she was just really good when she was separated from her shadow. Instead, her shadow gets placed right on top of her and you use it as more damage. And that's cool, but like they could have just made a brawler that just permanently increases your damage until you get rid of a shield. That's what they could have done, and it would have been Lola, right? Like that's what it really is. I just wish that like attacking with her shadow when it was far away from her did even more damage. That would be more fun. And right now I kind of dislike playing her. Okay, next up we got Draco, and this is really a bad time for me to rate Draco because by the time you're seeing this video, he's probably released, but as I'm recording it, he is not released, and he was really not fun to play in the developer build, but then they buffed him, and I don't know where to place him because he could be really great, he could be really terrible. I'm just gonna put him right in the middle, just dead in the center because I just do not know. Next we got Meg, and I dislike playing Meg. I really do. I'm gonna put her right above RT. The thing is that with Meg is that she looks like she's powerful, and her attacks look incredibly powerful, but they do so little damage. It's really not very satisfying. And then when she dies the first time, rather than coming back in her fully like blown mecha suit, she's just so weak, and that's just not very fun. And if opponents leave you there and you don't die, then it's not enjoyable, right? She's not my favorite to play. Okay, next we got Frank, and this is a weird one, but I'm putting him in the like tier. In fact, I'm putting him pretty high in the like tier. Yeah, right there. That seems to be, that's where I feel good about Frank. I know that Frank is awful. He is so bad, but I love playing him. There's something so satisfying about like getting your super and like bullying people and pushing them back and just obliterating people when they don't have a counter to you. I really like playing Frank a lot. If he was better, I would probably rank him even more, even though this is not about power. Next, we got Byron, and this is a, ooh, you know what? I've got to do something. I got to put Ruffs down in the like tier. I've got to put Rico down in the like tier. And I'm going to put Byron up in the favorite, and I'm going to put Squeak down in mid. And I'm going to put Sprout in mid as well. Just wanted to adjust that here. We're going to take Byron, and we're going to put Byron. I really like Byron a lot, people. I think the reason why I like Byron so much is the fact that when I'm paying attention to a teammate and I actively heal them, and there is undeniable proof that I am the reason they survived and I am the reason why they won, and they're spamming me positive emotes and they're giving me the thumbs up after the match, that is so satisfying to me. I love that. I love building that relationship with my teammates rather than treating them like complete randoms, showing them some trust and for them to recognize that trust. It's so fun to me. I just really like it. Also, Byron is pretty good. He's like very deceptively strong. You'll hit 2 shots on an opponent, and if they're not paying attention, they think that they could still beat you, but their health starts to fall down and all of a sudden they realize, oh, I'm 1 shot away from death and I'm close enough that Byron can hit me. I like that. Also, there's something about Byron's projectile speed that just clicks in my brain. And for some reason, it's easy for me to hit my shots playing Byron than some other brawlers. So yeah, I don't know. He's just something about him. I just really enjoy playing Byron. And I also really enjoy playing Griff a lot. Ooh, he's got to be my favorite. And this is weird because Griff on paper is very simple. You just attack, his super's an AoE, his gadget can break walls. Like so many other brawlers have characteristics that are way more interesting and more like enjoyable to play, but he's kind of like Byron. He's the perfect storm for me. He can do so much damage. I love punishing enemies for bunching up and getting all 3 of them with your super and then chaining your super. That happens way more frequently than opponents should let it happen. Like, I really enjoyed playing Griff just a lot. Next, we got Lou, and I've got to put Lou in the like tier. In fact, I'm going to put him right above Kit. Lou's attack is super basic and simple, but I really like his super. I like his hypercharge. I really like his gadget that makes people freeze. I like his star power that decreases their ammo. Lou's just a super dangerous brawler if people don't play well around him, and I like that. Next, we got Max, and Max is not a brawler that I like to play. She's really not. And this is crazy because the pros love playing Max. She's incredibly strong. She's S tier like every single tier list, but I just don't like playing her. I know she's fast. I know she's enjoyable. I know that you guys are just hating me right now in the comment section for it, but I don't like playing her. Next, we got Melody, and Melody is a very fun brawler. I've got to put her high in the like. Yeah, definitely right there. Her super's a lot of fun to play. She's incredibly strong up close. She's a little bit weird to play around sometimes, and she takes some skill to get used to, but I really enjoy playing her. And finally, we've got Nita, who's a pretty mid brawler in my opinion. I'm gonna put Nita right above Piper. I actually like Nita. I like her bear, but she's pretty easy to counter. Mostly people just keep their distance, but there's some satisfying moments with her. Okay, that's every brawler, but I need to reorder a lot of this. Hank is good. Doug is good, Jackie's good, Rosa is good, Ash is good, Colette is good, Angelo's going above Colette, Janet's good, Grom's going above Janet, Mandy's going above Grom, Pearl's good, Maisy's going above Serge, and Chester's moving above Pearl. Hate tier is done. Except I'm wrong. I'm taking Lily and I'm putting her above Maisy. Willow's moving down. Max is moving up here for now. Barley's moving down. Mr. P is good. Tig is good. RT's good. Sam's moving down. Buster's moving down. Gus is moving down. Max is moving up. Gail is moving down. BB's moving down. Pam is moving down. Meg is good. Lola's good. Pam is good. Max is good. And Fang is good. That's dislike tier done. 8-bit's good. Colt is moving down. Nita is moving up. Daryl's moving up. Bull is moving down. Shelly is moving down. Brock is moving up. Piper's moving up. Sandy's good. Ems is moving down. Poco's moving up. Sprout's moving down. Bonnie's moving down. Draco is staying in the middle. Okay, mid-tier looks mostly good, except I'm taking El Primo, moving him down to mid below Darryl. That feels better to me, even though I said he was more fun than Crow. I'm gonna do the same with Eve, put her down below Piper. Okay, that feels a lot better now to mid. Okay, mid-tier now feels good. Charlie's moving down. Penny's moving down. Gray's moving down. Mortis is moving up. Buzz is moving up. Rico's moving a little bit down. Bo's moving down. Lou is moving down, right above Bo. Amber's moving down. Gray is moving up. I'm gonna break up Rico and Ruffs, and Ruffs is going to move down to right here for now. Crow's good. Frank's good. Nani's good. Ruffs is good. Spike's good. Leon's good. The rest of these are all looking good. Almost. Where's Tara? Tara's above Cordelius, and Kit is going down quite a bit to right above Nani. There we go. The like tier is done, except I'm taking Miko and putting him in the like tier right above, right below Mortis. Okay, that feels a lot better. Favorite tier. Griff locked in number 1. Byron locked in number 2. Belle locked in number 3. Chuck in 4. Stu in 5. Edgar in 6. Jesse in 7. B in 8. Dynamike in 9. And Carl in 10. That feels good to me. Okay, there you go. Obviously, I'm right here, and anybody disagreeing in the comment section below is completely wrong. So don't pay any attention to them, except seriously, I do want to know where you guys disagree. So let me know in the comment section below which brawler was way too low and which one was way too high. Subscribe for more content and very unbiased opinions. We'll see you in the next video.